Where's like the one with him versus MOV? I mean, one of the several. This is a very famous video. He does a lot of the Tatsu combos in this video. That was kind of good. He was really far away. I think it required the car there. That looked like a car throw. Ken has car throws, but they're all like almost the same range as his normal throws. So for the most part, no one does them. But that had the appearance of a car throw. It could have been an accidental car. There was a deliberate whiff into Kara. The red focus. I mean red parry. That's actually really important. That's like very hard to do. If you parry both hits and then hit low forward, it won't always hit as a punish. Ken has time to walk in, and I think even dash in. If you block both hits and hit low forward, it won't hit as a punish. But if you block the first hit and parry the second hit, you have the duration of the block, but the recovery of the parry, which is like a best of both worlds. Parrying takes a long time. So if you do red parry second hit into low forward, it will catch someone who's forward dashing after the red fireball. And you can see that's exactly what Kuroda does. A red parry is just a parry from block stun. If there's a true block string and you parry in the middle of it, the parry will automatically be red. It has no other different properties. Oh, it has one other different property. They're much harder to do. A normal parry has 7 frames that you can do it. A red parry has 3 frames you can do it. That was a red parry on the last hit to make the punish better. Red parries are very uncommon even at the highest level of play. But they're quite good. There's a lot of things that are reactable, and you can red parry them on reaction, and then you get much better punishes. So for example, Ken. Like Ken's back medium kick is a pretty good button. It's like an overhead, and he can link a super after it. You could block it on reaction. It's a doable thing to just like... It's very hard to parry on reaction. Because, you know, if you're blocking it on reaction, you're just reacting to the fact that it's an overhead, but if you're parrying it on reaction, you're reacting to the fact that it's that specific overhead. It's hard to explain, but it's harder. But the point is, you can block the first hit on reaction, and then you can be like, oh, this is Ken's back forward. And then you can red parry the second hit, and it goes from being safe to being really unsafe. And there's no mix-up there. Like, if you block the first hit, it's always going to be the second hit at the same timing. And there's nothing Ken can do to vary that. Ken can't cancel it, he can't, like, delay it. It's a guaranteed timing. So red parry makes Ken's overhead, like, way worse. It makes it from safe into really, really horribly unsafe. And it's reactable. And, like, pretty much, that's true for almost every character. It's more true for a lot of the low tiers. It's more common for low tiers to have reaction red parryable stuff. Ooh. I wonder if that was reaction. Sagat will probably have Kara stuff. I think they will maintain that. It will be like the weird Karas. It won't be like the normal ones. It won't be like I mean, Kara still exists in Street Fighter, for what it's worth. He won't have a car throw, but he'll probably have like towards like kick fireball. The chances of him having that are quite high. Or towards like kick DP. Red parry last hit. He really should have parried probably all the hits, or just jumped over it. Reversal Tatsu. This is very, very, very high level Shoto footage. This is some of the highest. This is some of the highest level Shoto footage on the whole internet. That's why it's got so many likes and so many views. 77,000. That's an example of something that's normally safe that red parry makes unsafe. Ken can't delay that TC in this game, unlike Street Fighter 4 and 5. So that parry is always the same window, and it takes this relatively safe thing and makes it very unsafe. Double car throw. This is Kuroda versus Zeno. This is one of the best Shoto players versus one of the other best Shoto players. There it was. Red parry second hit. I know about this like super advanced tech, but you very rarely see it. But this is like players actually using it. The red parry again. I seem to recall that close hard kick's an overhead on the second hit. You never see that Akuma close hard kick. Ken gets a worse punish if he doesn't do that. It's kind of risky to do that red parry, but if you're good with the timing, then it's optimal. Ooh, he had a cancel there, but he didn't believe. He probably had a juggle to super there. I don't know, actually. That was a defensive car throw. Car throws are never defensive per se. But it was a situation where he should have been defensive, where he went for a car throw instead of a normal throw. To catch the walk-in to not quite throw range. Third strike style shimmy. Yes, that was tight. That was supposed to be dash and super. That's a very hard combo to do. I think juggling into Fierce rather than juggling into DP does more stun, which is why he went for it. Parry into jump jab. Jump jab hits before Akuma recovers from his air attack and can then air parry back. Very deliberately chosen normal. That scenario is kind of hellish. Looked like OS parry into target combo. A risk high reward. It's really ambiguous which side Ken lands on in that setup. Nice. He went for absolute max damage. No human would ever have gone for that, except Kuroda. He didn't get it. It's like crazy hard to get that conversion there. That fireball was mega unsafe. Sweep was a punish. Fireballs on cornered opponents are pretty much always a bad idea. Unless your name is Guile. Most fireballs have really bad frame data that normally is safe based on range, but fireballs have no pushback on cornered opponents. Ooh. DP. This is great footage. This is some of the best footage ever. See the demon flip land. That looked like a block with no grab attempt whatsoever into OS parry into back throw on reaction to the jump. He was like pretty much safe against everything with that kind of defense. Here we go. Yeah. Those are technical as hell. They're pretty hard to do, and spotting when they're available is fucking hard. That's almost never good. You can always juggle the super like that there. Some characters it gets one hit, some characters it gets two. It's based on your timing as well. That was a punish. Very nice. Most people would not be ready to block that low.
Final round. Now.
He parried with the timing of a DP, but Ken canceled into a fireball. So the parry didn't work, but if he did like a button after one parry, it would have worked. Like if Kuroda did a cross-up parry and then hit jump fierce, the jump fierce would have probably hit before the fireball could. It's very important knowing exactly what the opponent's going to do in this game. Wow, that killed. Holy shit. Kuma has no health. I'm really surprised that killed.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Yeah, nice. Those are safe from that range, I think. Yeah, look at that. I do that too. That's another thing that's not very hard, but recognizing the spots where it's available is almost impossible. I've trained myself to spot them. Hyper-optimized punish. Holy cow, that DP motion. I have no idea how he got that out. I've seen this footage before, but it's been a while. That's 100% meme tech. Kuroda trying to be cute. Very unusual parry timing there. Kuroda wasn't ready, and who could blame him? That's gonna... yeah, this is not even good for Ken. That combo's tight. He got to 5 JP, I think, from the first 2 hits of Tatsu, and then the Fireball was a free juggle state. Good air connect Fireball. It was really not good for Ken to even try and parry that. This is why you don't parry these. So this Fireball's going to juggle, because even if you get air reset, you can get juggled into supers. That's a specific property of supers in this game, is that they will blow through your air reset. They don't care. You can't get hit, but you're invincible coming down after an air reset to everything except supers. And you can parry supers, but you can't block them because you're midair. So it's the same as if you landed on a super. You maintain your juggle potential though. So if Ken had JP 6, he would just fall right through the super here. But he didn't. He has JP fucking 1. Or JP 3, I mean. And then the super, when it hits, resets the juggle potential. This one does. It's based on the super, but this one does. Ken resets his own JP by even going for a parry though, but it doesn't matter for this super. But if he just ate that super, the combo would end here. He would eat the super damage, and that would be that. But if you parry the super, it freezes the Fireball, and it freezes the Ken, but it does not freeze the Akuma. When you parry, you freeze yourself, and you freeze the thing you're parrying, which is usually the opponent, but if it's a Fireball, you're freezing the Fireball. Which means Akuma recovers, and he can act. And what he does is jump Tatsu, which, even though Ken stopped parrying and got hit, even if he kept parrying, this setup would be identical. Because Ken's going to be at the same height either way. And then he gets jump Tatsu 2 hits, re-jump, jump Tatsu 3 hits, and then that's JP 5, and then he juggles into the hard DP from there. I think that's JP 5. That's like a crazy technical combo Kuroda got. That's a punish. Shadow crouch medium kick -3. Ken super 3 frame startup. Rock rush medium kick is really unsafe against Ken. Ugh. Those are both super confirms. He either didn't see or didn't want the first one. But he ended up getting another one immediately after, so whatever. Probably a punish. This is not from the Kuroda DVD. I think it's not from the Kuroda DVD. I could check out the Kuroda DVD if you want to see it. I don't think I've ever looked at any of the ones except his aura one, which I was not impressed with. The thing is, Kuroda has an incredible aura, but he didn't get the incredible aura until after the Kuroda DVD. The Kuroda aura DVD. Let's take a look at the Kuroda DVD. I've got a tiny screen, haven't I? I can make it a bigger screen by doing this. So I think I've looked at this footage before. I don't think I've watched all 2 hours of it. But this is Kuroda's Akuma. I don't think I'm going to watch all of this right now. Let's put that out there. But this is one of Kuroda's best characters. Maybe his best character. People anecdotally say that Kuroda's best characters are his Hugo and his Q. And maybe compared to other Hugo and Q players, yes. But Kuroda, Q and Hugo are not that good. So like it's doubtful, even though you know he's the best compared to everyone else at those characters. It's doubtful that he can actually do the best with those characters. That being said, he might actually be the best with those characters because the thing about Hugo and the thing about Q is they both get a fuck ton of damage off of a parry, and Kuroda is weirdly good at getting parries. Nice little juggle there. So if you're like really, really good at getting parries all the time forever, ooh, nice. Went for the crouch first and dropped it. Those characters are really good to play because their damage after a parry is so good. Good defense there. Kuroda's good at everything. This is that says Inoue, which is a Japanese last name. There are like 2 players with that name. I think Ino is one of them. Yes, but it sucks. Yun can react to a teleport and just chase it down with shoulders, and it's just a confirm for him. Teleport doesn't take that long. You don't waste that much time. And then you're very vulnerable during the recovery. Tried to punish with oh. Throw forward. That was like a really good bait on accident. That was almost certainly a mistimed overhead. Akuma can't really meaty his overhead the way Ryu can. Ryu can get like a really deep overhead and get a lot of frame advantage out of it. Akuma has a much harder time because he doesn't have that many active frames on his the second hit of his overhead, whereas Ryu has a shit ton. That was kind of good. Kuroda was probably looking to do a super cancel. Didn't do one. Ino is not a nobody. He's an extremely good player. That was a red parry. Reactable red parry. That was ridiculously early. He was anticipating a quick stand, and there wasn't one. It was probably an attempted red parry. That's kind of cute. We might take a little peek at a bunch of Kuroda videos. I'm in that mood. I want to sneak a peek at like some of them. Some of the different characters. Arian's always tight. Kuroda these days. Kuroda's always been an extremely weird motherfucker. I've been hearing he's even weirder than I thought he was. I don't care about Kuroda's opinions, I only care about his talent. Like I have neither a positive nor a negative opinion of I have neither a positive nor a negative take on Kuroda's opinions. There you go. I spat it out. I fundamentally do not care in either a good or bad way. Kuroda said he didn't like Street Fighter 4, but he played it casually. I think Kuroda plays Street Fighter 5 casually as well, and I think he plays it more than he played 4. That's not a bad. That's not a risky DP at all, because even if Urian blocks that DP, Akuma just bounces off the mirror, and it's hard to get a combo off of it. It's like a low risk, high reward option. That was a punish. He could have confirmed the second half of that, but he didn't. Very hard to see. A lot of people just watch the first hit, and if the first hit's blocked, they just don't do it. Takes a lot of skill to do. That was the last hit chip. What if he got the last hit red parry there? I got interrupted from my thought and forgot it. I interrupted myself from my thought. Stand strong did not punish. That's a good reversal. If Urian does that and you're not already doing something, you can't punish him for doing it. Except maybe with Raging Demon. And it's like a frame perfect Raging Demon. That was a good parry. Kuroda's like a mythical thing now. It's really hard to actually find footage of him playing. I don't know if he still plays. It's a good anti-air. Yeah, lazy. You like corrected the wrong part of, you elaborated on the wrong part of the sentence. That was a nice red parry. Didn't even get a punish though. He had a punish available, but it was shitty. He could do like parry into like stand forward or stand fierce. Kuroda's supposed to be like actually antisocial. Like not like the little play antisocial that people say about other people. Oh, don't mind him, he's just being antisocial. Not like that. Kuroda's like supposed to be like genuinely like never leave the house kind of motherfucker. That was a parry attempt on the stand forward. That's dry. There's really no reason to parry both hits there. There was meter. Probably a punish. This is like random footage against random people. They're like good players, but they're random people. They're only good. They're like nuts. Not like nuts. That was somewhat risky. If Urian wasn't close enough to block that, he would have thrown a super right into his own face and died. That super does get bounced back by the mirror, but if the opponent is inside the mirror, it will take priority on hitting the opponent generally. Alright, let's dig through for another one. This Akuma one is okay, but I want to see another one. RBN uploaded all of them, so. Urian, Yun, Alex. Let's look at the Alex one. The Shaman one probably has a lot of views. There's one of him playing 12. There's one for almost every character, but I don't think it's actually every character. But it's like pretty close. The Necro one has like no views. What the fuck? This is kind of weird. Like looking at all the view counts for them. I want to see the Elena one, dude. Fuck this. I want to look at that. Hold on. Shut up, Alex. Ryu? Oh my god, okay. Akuma, 51,000. Makes sense. Ryu, 29,000. Less, he's more known for his Akuma than his Ryu. Ken, 14,000. Way less. Oro, 6,000. What the fuck? Elena, 3,000. He's well known for his Oro, too. I'm surprised that's that low. Ibuki, 7,000. A lot of people treat this like it's the holy grail, but Kuroda's gameplay style is actually very, very hard to learn from. He's basically the complete opposite of fundamental. Remy, 11,000. Q, 64,000. Q is theoretically Kuroda's main if he has a main. Dudley, 11,000. Necro, 5,000. So low. Hugo, 13,000. That should be one of the most viewed ones because it's supposed to be one of the best ones. It's also the longest. 12, 10,000. Weirdly high, but I guess people have never seen like 12 gameplay. Sean, 15,000. Weirdly high. But again, it's a character that basically no one plays. Alex, 16,000. Yun, 12,000. Yurian, 40,000. Makoto, 7,000. So I didn't see any Chun-Li. I didn't see any Yang. There's a third one. There's one for all but 3 characters, and they're the 3 characters that Kuroda hates. Let me actually double check. Let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 19 characters in Third Strike, so it's just Yang and Chun-Li that are missing. What about Sean, huh? I remember in like one of these, there was like a comment that was like, it was like, I wonder if Kuroda knows about like low forward into EX Tatsu because he never uses it. It's like, what the fuck? Literally Sean's most basic combo and you're wondering if Kuroda knows it? Of course he knows it, he just doesn't do it. I don't know if he really likes Sean per se. Most people like Sean. Most people treat Sean like an opportunity to show off. That's like the common perception of Sean. It's like, if I can beat you with Sean, you must suck. There was low forward EX. Sean kick. That move is not called Tatsu, but I do not remember what it's called. Tornado kick? I think tornado kick. Which is almost a literal translation of Tatsumaki Senpu Kyaku. I can't tell what this is. Oh, the Brazilian God of Fight kid. I remember him. He beat my ass. I think I actually won the majority of sets, but I felt like I was losing non-stop for the entire set. It was so gimmicky and bad, but it was only working because everything was teleporting and invisible. That's very frustrating to fight. That red parry was good. Pow. That super does quite high damage, especially for one you can stock too. I don't remember if Tornado Kick is punishable on block, but I think it is. EX Tornado Kick, that is. The non-EX ones are. Tornado Kick has pretty hilariously bad frame data. I don't remember what it is precisely, but I think all of them are like minus on hit.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
He's gotten like 5 sweeps, and the damage is still like even. And Yang's damage is shitty. Sean is very shit. A lot of people don't realize just how shit Sean is. A lot of people like kind of like, oh, he can't be so bad. Look, he's got all these shed tools with Ken. But they don't realize that everything he doesn't share with Ken is unusable. And a lot of things that looks like he shares with Ken, he doesn't actually share with Ken. It's like, oh look, that's Ken's low forward. It's like, no, it's not. It just looks a little bit like Ken's low forward. But when you get into the nitty gritty, his combo options off of it are a million times worse in every way. And also it's much slower, and I think it's worse on block. When you get to the nitty gritty, it's actually Ken's low forward, but worse in every way. That button right there. It doesn't look slower, but it is. It's like impressively slower too. It's got like at least 4 more startup frames. It's like something you can feel almost immediately if you play them both. Shadow hit. EXDP has some actual invincibility. And of course, Kuroda got the reversal. I don't want to see no Sean's. Sean Hugo sounds neat. Let's watch that one. It's kind of weird he's picking Super 2. I guess it doesn't really matter at that point if you're already playing Sean. But most people generally seem to agree that Sean Super 1 is the best and Sean Super 3 is the worst. Sean Super 3 is probably better than Sean Super 2. Super 3 is easier to confirm. But it gives you less EX, where Sean's EX is probably better than his Supers. I mean, it's bad. Sean doesn't really have a good way of spending meter at all. But at least he can confirm all his Supers with lows. Alright, give me a sec. I want to watch this one a little bit. That was nice. Jump in, jump out, hard kick. He's playing anti-Hugo, more so than he's playing Sean. Ooh. There's not that much second impact footage at all. Second impact was only a game for a year. And most of the tournament footage of it that exists was recorded during that year. The time differential between Street Fighter New Generation, Street Fighter 3 New Generation coming out and Third Strike coming out was only 2 years. Kuroda's gameplay style is weirdly non-committal. The opponent can fuck up and Kuroda will, like, you know, spend a lot of the time where a lot of players would get an incidental button. Kuroda will, like, just be watching. I've been, like, meaning to do that. I might do that tomorrow, or today. Just do Dulcim. I forget who else still needs them. All the new characters, I guess. Abigail. Abigail! Colleen. I don't remember if I did Colleen. Maybe I did.
Prepare to strike. Now.
He has done meter build. He has much better confirms. His punch, medium punch hard kick TC confirms his super 3 on like every character. His super 3 stocks 2 bars, so it has really high damage, really high meter for EX, and it's much more confirmable because of that TC. He's still got the low confirms too. So he's basically got Ken setups minus the overhead. And he can do universal overhead into super 3 as well. So basically he has overhead confirms, low confirms, and a TC confirm into his super. And it's a good super. They made it a bit slower in this game, and they also made it like 1 frame slower. And they made it only stock 1 bar, which is a pretty big nerf. Because now he has to choose between EX and that. And he's, as soon as he lands it, he's suddenly meterless. He stops being a threat as soon as he lands it. A lot of his moves are different. Like a lot of his normals haven't been like ruined yet. So like there's like certain versions of buttons don't have like the far versions, and the far versions just don't exist. So we can get like close fierce from any range, which is not crazy good, but it's kind of interesting. Changes the way he plays. And like his low forward is like an actual Shadow low forward, stuff like that. His crouch fierce is an actual Shadow crouch fierce. They don't have like weirdly shitty frame data for no reason, like they do in this game. They went completely overboard trying to make Sean bad. He's got a different DP that's actually like a good DP. His combos like work. Like in this game you can't really do like stand medium kick into anything. I mean stand hard kick. Well, I think stand medium kick doesn't cancel anything. But like stand hard kick only has a follow-up of like light or medium. It's got super or it's got like light or medium wheel kick. There's like a million things. Almost everything that's different about Sean. Almost every little thing they nerfed. And a lot of the nerfs are really hard. Like, I'm missing some really big stuff, to be honest. It's an impressive list. That was pretty nice. I don't know who the most nerfed character in all fighting games was. Sean is a good candidate. He went from, like, probably top to unquestionably bottom. I mean, Sean's not top 1 in Second Impact, but he's close. It's probably Buki top 1. Yes. Dead Strike was intended to be a full reboot. Ryu and Ken were not going to initially be in New Generation. And they got scared right before release. Sean was supposed to be the only Shadow. And then they were like, this game will not succeed without Ryu and Ken. So they added Ryu and Ken in last minute. And then in Second Impact they added Akuma, and Third Strike they added Chun-Li. I don't consider that many Street Fighter characters to be really essential. I think Guile is pretty good. I think Zangief is pretty good. I would consider both of them essential. And probably Chun-Li. Maybe M. Bison. I would call those the essential Street Fighter characters. But you can make a game without them and it won't necessarily be shitty. And of course Ryu and Ken. That super has really shit range. Good punish. Tried to red parry the last hit. He wouldn't do that unless the whole thing was safe on block, as we know now. Yes. Well, it's true for Sean anyway. Sean has a lot of the reject Shoto moves. He has things that are supposed to be Shoto EE, but like have a lot more flourish. Because Ken already like kind of like put his own flourish on a lot of Shoto moves, and Ken's supposed to have trained Sean. And Ken's all about that individualism of style. Ken's all about that freeform. So Sean's supposed to be an extreme of that. Kami is perhaps essential. Jury might sneak her way onto that essential boat before too long. The role that Sean has is a role that other Shotos have had in different games. Like Akuma had it before and Ken had it before. The tackle he has is pretty unique. It's like a command dash combined with a hit at the end. Functionally, it's very similar to Ken's step kick in Street Fighter V. You've either got unsafe cancels that you can do to stay close, or you've got a hit that you can end with. That does, well, it does pretty good damage, but it's very unsafe. Most people just use it for the approach. That'll cancel the roll, was cute. Close hard kick, light roll. His DP has a different animation from other Shotos. His fireball is locked behind meter. His only fireball is Super 1. He can throw a Hadoken, and it's a pretty strong Hadoken, but he can't throw one naturally. The wheel kick, I think someone had it. I think it's not new with Sean. Or like someone had like an animation that looked kind of like it. I'd be down with a Street Fighter set in the past. The only problem is all of the established Street Fighter women are extremely young. Possible exception Rose, possible exception Viper. So we wouldn't have any returning women. We wouldn't have any like younger versions of women. Goken and Akuma's master is called Gotetsu. He is Akuma's one confirmed kill. Every other Akuma kill has been retconned. Nice. If you were gonna make like Goken young, you'd have to knock back like 20 years. I mean 40 years. And if you knocked back 40 years, you would remove almost every Street Fighter female from existence. The only one who might be older is C Viper. And I think she's only supposed to be in her 30s. Rose is in her 30s too. And that game would have to be set in the past, so Viper wouldn't have the suit, that's true. That technology would not even exist. That's like top 1 gimmick right there. That Everhead is extremely reactable. And Bison wasn't female in the past. It's just that he has like weird female corresponding people. Like his good side is female, and also a lot of his replacement bodies were female. We don't know what M. Bison's original body was. He might be in his original body in Street Fighter 2. He's definitely not in later games because he was killed in Street Fighter 2. So he got replaced at least once. Ugh. That is actually true. Soul. Lee's pretty old. He could be in it. It's like a punk. Gen could be in it as a still old man. Wouldn't it be funny if there was a game set 40 years in the past and Gen was still old? Or they have Oro and he looks identical. Or with slightly more hair. I like the idea of this. He's got like 12 strands of hair on his head instead of 8. Gen was never a salary man, I'll have you know. Elena doesn't look super impressive. He's spending a lot of time blocking. Like a lot of time blocking. He's got a 22 win streak. Maybe he's about to turn it on. I can't even... Everything about Sagat is old. No part of him works as a child. I don't believe that Sagat was ever a child. I think he was born in his 30s. Gil is younger than he looks. I don't know how old Gil is, but he's not that old. That was a very good punish. Damn, are you guys just fucking... Is this just gonna be backyard baseball but Street Fighter? It's still gonna be all the same characters and they only know each other? Rolento and Vega. I don't think they have anything to do with each other. There's a hinted relationship between Geki and Vega. A dictator body, huh? Vega is a man who's obsessed with beauty and thus became deeply interested in the idea of staying young forever, which is loosely integrated with Bison's idea of living forever. Vega's not a replacement body. He's just a very fit fighter who has interests that align with Bison's. Rolento looking like Bison is a coincidence. They have literally nothing to do with each other. Animal characters are just fine. I'm kind of disappointed Street Fighter's never actually gone down that road. Except Toro and Kuro. They were pretty funny. If they made like a canon character like that, it'd be great. They don't ever actually, like, ever elaborate on Vega's motivations. You have to kind of piece them together. But he's down on the replacement bodies thing, too. He's like, yo, this shit is sick. This is some good-ass Elena play. The taunt.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
That confidence. Oh my god, what is this? What? Kuroda? That was so, like, Ken was... Kuroda 100% got into that Ken's head. A block delayed through attack was, like, just fine against all of that. He would have attacked all those throws and blocked all those DPs. Even just blocking wouldn't have been that bad. Most DPs are throw invincible, I think including Elena's. That might hit. Nope. Oh. Kuroda's being a bit of a nut right now. That's like the better mix-up. If you're gonna go for a meaty DP, why would you not just go for a meaty back card kick? Still unthrowable. Doesn't take any risk compared to the DP. I mean, you could still get parried, but you know. I don't remember his name. Can't remember Chun-Li's dad's name. Do we even know he knows how to fight? Chun-Li's punish here isn't that strong. Wow, didn't even get the punish. Chun-Li without meter gets kind of weak punishes. It seems kind of weird to see him block that whole super and then get nothing. But that's Chun-Li. Japanese police. It wasn't like Chinese or anything. I know I wasn't Interpol yet. Uh-oh. I can't remember his name, dude. Starts with a D, I think. Pretty sure it was one syllable. He probably could have killed without the bar, just with a jump in. Chun-Li is Chinese, but she speaks Japanese frequently. The Chinese character with Japanese upbringing is very popular in video games. Young Sim. Yo, I like this. I think Chun-Li learned to fight at least partially from Gen. But I could be making that up. He definitely, like, tracked at some point her progress. I don't know if he necessarily taught her. But they like make references to that in Street Fighter 4. In like their dialogue. I forgot the movie took that route. I've never seen Legend of Chun-Li. Is Robin Shows Gen? It was Liu Kang from the Mortal Kombat movie. Played Gen in Street Fighter. Sticker's kinda good. Good confirm. Failed to hit confirm both of those into super. It's hard.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Very nice. Rhino Horn is not the kind of move you do on purpose, but then again, Kuroda just did it twice in a row. Nice hit confirm. That super's really weird because most of the damage is in like the first two hits. Oh, that car throw. I don't even know if that was a car throw. It grabbed him right out of the setup of his button though. This is good footage.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Oh my god. What was that? How do you get so many hits of DP? Is it like walk DP? Can you do that? And I haven't been doing it this whole time. Credits unlock some magic I've never seen before. Yeah, there's a bunch of characters with the same mirror match intros. Dudley has one where he has two different cars. I think both twins have a mirror match intro. Maybe Makoto too. Elena's Dizzy output is no joke. When making Street Fighter 5, they forgot about it in Street Fighter 4 as well. And cross-stacking.
Are you ready? Go.
Oh lord. You get a DP there against Chun, I think. He got it towards medium kick.
Fighters ready. Engage.
That was meaty as fuck. Why Rhino Horn? I feel better about mashing forward dashes Elena, seeing Kuroda mash forward dashes Elena.
Fighters ready. Engage.
I felt like it couldn't possibly be correct. But now it looks pretty correct. Oh yeah, looks real correct. Holy shit, what a hard read. What a terrible punish. Oh my lord. Kuroda's the best.
Fighters ready. Engage.
When you parry and then your punish is dash in into throw. His mix-up is very pure. He doesn't really do a lot of the stuff that Elena does, besides the mix-up. I should say that Elena has, because most Elena players play a very similar way to this. This is quite good Elena play. Probably double EX punish is good here. Yeah, that exact combo. That was probably a punish. Slide is not so hard to make safe in this game, but it can be unsafe very easily. Those two phrases negated each other. Damn, he got a nice jump in combo near the end and then didn't believe in it. He's like, this low strong didn't combo from this jump in, but it did. It'd be nice if Elena got some meaty overhead combos. There are several characters who do. Ah, the super. The first of the super hits faster than the fireball in that combo. I'm getting pretty sleepy. New SF character. People never ask for a new SF character these days. Most of the characters in lore have become playable that people wanted to become playable. People tend to only ask for returning characters. I can't think of a character that people ask for. Oh, you mean new for SF5? I completely misinterpreted that question. I thought you meant like Ed becoming playable, like that kind of thing. In future games, Colleen for sure. Abigail probably, almost definitely. I think those two are shoo-ins. I agree with that completely. I think that people will typically ask for the new versions of like Ibuki, or I don't know, characters like that. People ask for like the Street Fighter V versions of Chun-Li maybe. Like a lot of characters have had nice defining versions in Street Fighter V. Whoa, what a bad punish. I can say that. I'm allowed to say that. Let me think. Rashid, almost F. People want Rashid back. There's probably a crowd who wants Fong back. Sean will probably make it into Street Fighter V eventually. I consider his chances extremely good. He had a kill combo there and chose not to do it. Makes up that yes, get in tool, you lost me. Mine is a bully. Sean gonna roll the ball at you. I'd like Sean's character design to have some comedic elements, in the same way that Dan's does. Sean's like tools are played 100% seriously; they're just shitty. I don't want him to be bad, but I want some animations that suggest like he's trying his best, but he's still not great yet. A really good example of that is Dan's back throw, where it's like a fucking shoulder throw, but he takes 2 tries to actually get you over his shoulder. That's comedic without being necessarily really stupid, or like, you know, overtly like, it doesn't hurt his character. It's not like because of that throw animation he's a worse character.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
It doesn't hurt his tier. But I don't want it to be as funny as Dan. I want Sean to look like he's trying. I just want him to look inexperienced. Maybe he has a super or something that can suggest he's trying to emulate stuff he sees Ken do, but he's not doing it quite right. If he does like a Tatsu in his super and then he gets dizzy or something like that. I'd like that.
You win. Welcome to the world of street battle. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
I said I wouldn't watch that many of these, and I'd cycle through them, but like I'm weirdly into this Elena one. Elena Aura's a nice matchup. Says Elena Hugo. Even on Kuroda's own Aura matchup list, which made Aura look like the best character in the universe, he still put Elena Aura as 6-4. Even Kuroda thinks that's a bad match. I remember saying that to like Darlath and those guys. And they were like, what? And they looked it up and it was like, oh yeah, Kuroda said that too. I was like, oh yeah, Aura beats Elena. And they were like caught completely off guard. They were like, are you okay? Are you sure you're just not bad? I'm like, no, I promise. Elena beats Aura. And they look it up and I was validated. Bad punish. Kuroda sandbagging a little bit. Yes, validation is a good feeling. Darlath is a chill motherfucker, though. I'd spend more time with him if I knew anything about where he lives or where he does things. I'd play him if I knew what his haunts were. Ooh, that's gonna go. Got a miracle grab in the middle of that.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Maybe in 5 years' time, when it's all blown over. Look at these long-ass super bars.
Go.
Healing heals less than Gigas does damage. Why do they cost the same amount of meter? I'm just fucking around. That's not a fair comparison. Uh-oh. Zwei, drei, Ende. Where the hell's Andre the Giant from? Why is Hugo German? That was a punish. Some kind of ham read. Damn. When you burn all your bar, then die. I don't know if the swap size throw has anything to do with characters having neutral throws that side swap. Kuroda's getting like 2 healings per match. Some good meter management right here. He's actually dead to a 720 already. Like, he will actually genuinely die to the 720 if he eats one. Wow. Jump back into instant air parry. He's almost got the super. Oh. This will kill. Right. And damn. Kuroda lost in a good matchup. Must have been all that sandbagging. I'm pretty sure this is the secret Elena color. Silver hair. That OTC does so much work against Hugo. Having the air parry twice just puts you in such a worse position than even having the air parry once, which is already worse than not having the air parry. When Kuroda loses, he gets mad, man. He goes into that pop-off mode. If he, like, loses at all of a sudden he has to, like, taunt after every single kill. Wow, that punished. I want to lie down. I think I'm going to go to bed pretty soon. I've been at it for like 6 hours. I got a lot of footage to cut up tomorrow. Like the Bath Cup. This is very, very fucking hard for Hugo to win at this point. Kuroda could have been replaced at the stick by a slug. And he still would have won. Yeah, that was frustrated play. Nice red. In that context, it doesn't get him anything though. He's being so consistent with his anti-airs. I mean his jumps. I really want this Hugo player to just do like a little bit of shoot down backbreaker stuff. It's very easy to time with this kind of play. You can't parry shoot down backbreaker. It's just a true counter to jumping. However, it will lose to most air normals, so you can't use it as an anti-air in most cases unless you've already rare parried. He could have hit a button earlier, but he couldn't have gotten any heavy because Hugo's air hitboxes kind of suck. The angle, so the Hugo tried to delay it. The Kuroda landed first and immediately EP'd. It was a flashy little moment. I think the match after this one I'm going to go to sleep. Look at the raw damage of this on Elena's health. Elena has the same health as Zoro. It's a little over 50%. A hard SPD will like almost kill, or maybe even kill. It's like really scary. Running bear. Hugo will automatically track the nearest wall when he lands a running bear. I wish my best character was as good as Kuroda's worst character in Street Fighter V. Kuroda's worst character in this game. I wish my best Street Fighter V character was as good as Kuroda's worst SF3 character. There we go. Thought successfully communicated. Nice shoot down. Didn't even notice the super swap. Super 2 is quite good against Elena. I mean, Super 3 is quite good as Elena. Completely fucked that thought. Super 2 is harder to land. Harder to make effective would be more accurate since you don't really land healing. How do you even do that? Hugo's kind of good. I'm like kind of rooting for him. He's made a believer out of me. Oh. Kuroda is not really happy about the way that all turned out. I get that feeling looking at what he just did. Alright, that one didn't count. He went back to healing. He was like, your Super 2's not doing anything for me. That wasn't all one combo. That was nice. The reset. He had no ender other than just a button. Clap, clap, low forward. Got him. He saw the head of the sweep when he supered, and he's like, oh, I can just hold this. Or not hold this, I can just release. And use my invincibility. When you say OH, do you mean towards strong, or do you mean like close roundhouse, or do you mean universal overhead? His towards strong is his Kara, if you didn't know. So if you towards strong Kara throw, you get a throw with pretty good range. Oh yeah, it's also throw invincible for its entire duration. Like, you can literally, as Hugo, parry both hits of Hugo's towards of Akuma's towards strong. And then 720, and the 720 will still fully go through Akuma. Akuma will be invincible to it. From the very first to the very last frame of Akuma's towards strong, all startup, all active, all recovery, he is so invincible. This is not a huge deal, but it's kind of nice. If people parry it, they're probably just going to be going for, you know, punish combos, not throws. Excuse me. I might do another cooking with Beth today. I have some food in my freezer. I mean in my fridge. And I kind of want to cook it.
Are you ready? Go!
I feel kind of dumb. I went shopping recently, and I had like a bunch of money I had to redeem immediately because I went to the recycling place, and they like gave me a coupon that was like redeemed today for like 23 bucks. I was like, oh, I could just buy a bunch of chicken, I guess, because I need to buy something and I didn't really need anything. And then I decided I already have some chicken, I don't need to buy any more. And then I fucking, this morning, I like opened my fridge, my freezer, and there was like one fucking chicken breast. I was like, oh. His car throw, only the... It has none of the throw invincibility. It has one extra frame of throw invincibility. You played like a king. You were the best. You were consistent as hell. You had my dream, like, set. If it was me, it would have been my happiest fucking day of my life. You lived the dream, Boost. Me winning a Bath Cup is like actually something that I want to happen. I should work to make that happen. It wouldn't be that hard for me to get good enough to win a Bath Cup. I'm like already most of the way there, and the only reason I'm not all the way there is laziness. There's so much shit that I know that I haven't adapted into my playstyle. I'm still kind of feeling it, so maybe one more. Oh, it's Urian. I literally could have beaten everyone yesterday at the Bath Cup. Every single person that I would have had to go through, I've beaten before. It was all just about whether that was the time. But I choked match 1, and then I was still on tilt for match 2. And Anime Bolyung is really good. And I'm a noob. If I didn't choke match 1, I wouldn't have even had to go against him. Or not until, like, fucking ever. Oh! Oh! Kuroda does the setup. Or not the setup, the combo. He did it. He did a slightly more baby version than the one I recently uploaded. But it's not like he could do the full one. There's a less baby version. than the one I did. You can actually do 2 reps of that medium spinning scythe. The except but is not a reversal in this game. Urian does not have a reversal in this game. Urian has a reversal at Super 1. No Urians run it. That was probably punishable. I like mega choked when I was playing against Scrub Styles. I'm like unhappy about all that. That's like the first time I've lost to him in a BF Cup, and usually I win 2-0. And I had so many drops. In particular, in the very last round, I dropped low strong, low strong stand forward. I got like low strong, low forward, and it was the combo that would have killed. And instead of it killing, I made myself unsafe. And then I died, and it was just like, oh. That's such a stupid mistake. Sad Beth. I like getting outplayed, but that wasn't even me getting outplayed. Well, other parts of the match were, but that particular instance was not me getting outplayed. That was me just choking. It wasn't a choke so much because it wasn't really a decision thing. It was more of just a drop. I think when I hear choke, I usually think of it like it's like a bad decision. And then I had like a bunch of drops. I had like significant drops in every single round I lost. And I think one of the ones I won. Second impact combos. Sorry, I'm still the best at this game. Ooh. I like Street Fighter 5 a lot. I think that's worth saying. Even if I'm not super good at it. It makes me happy to play it. I'd like to win a BF Cup, but I'm also like, you know, whoa, what the fuck? Why was he even doing all those crush jabs? Crush jab was like Aura's worst button. It doesn't do anything. Almost everything it does, low short does better. By being low. Yes, this matchup is shitty. And, like, Kuroda knows it. These keep on being really fast. I'm like, I'm gonna be really fucking dead by the end of this match. And then it's already over. Even though Kuroda made it take like twice as long as it needed to. Because of sandbagging. Yes. Yes, I have been up since BAF Cup. Reminder that I woke up 10 minutes before BAF Cup started. And I was like, oops, shit, better go have a BAF Cup. No, I did. When I played Street Fighter 4, I did noticeably better in the BAF Cups if I practiced before the BAF Cup, even for like 30 minutes, if I just did all my combos in a row. And I don't do that in Street Fighter 5, and it's like, wow, that would probably help. Especially when I have BAF Cups like that. I should like start doing that again. I'm usually free for the 30 minutes before the BAF Cup anyway. That's a pretty good opportunity to fucking just iron out all my combos and shit.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it. Let's go.
That was probably a punish. That was a very ballsy, stupid healing. Kuroda's so good. Let's take a look at like one match of the Alex one before I disappear. Look at this shitty ass footage. This is some shitty footage right here. Oh yeah. I think I saw that smudge move. Oh, I think one of them might be Ken. Yeah, I heard a Shoryuken. Neat. That's sadly a fairly ordinary Alex punish there. All stream on stream. Didn't Resident Sleeper, isn't that based on like a relatively famous streamer who actually fell asleep on stream? Like with a face cam and shit, and that was his face? I know Narcissa Wright recently, whoa, had some weird cam horror streams where she was like falling asleep on stream. Like trying to fall asleep on stream. Like, hey, I'm about to go to sleep, fucking everyone watch. That kind of shit. What's even going on there, man? That shit makes no sense. It's like watching someone have a mental breakdown, and I don't even mean about the transness. I mean about the everything else. Wow. Mistimed whatever it was. Alright, this is actually the last one. And if it's not, somebody stop me. Someone call the police on my house. I want to get, what do you call that? What do they call that? Swatted. I want to get swatted. That's like the scary thing about being like an internet personality. I hope no one ever swats me. I think it'd be pretty scary to be woken up by a bunch of policemen with guns. Like, I think that would actually be like very scary. Even if they announced almost immediately they were policemen. 100 pizzas would also not be appreciated. One pizza that was already paid for would probably be appreciated. I'm not really even that much of a pizza guy these days. I like pizza a lot, but I have acid reflux, and pizza tends to set it off like crazy. So it's like, I can eat pizza and enjoy the pizza and then be miserable for 4 hours, and it's like, well, I could just not eat the pizza. Easier on everyone. Was that really a punish? Alex sucks. I didn't know Flash Up was fucking super punishable. Like, I made a bunch of changes to my diet to eat stuff I only just kind of liked instead of really liked, and I lost a bunch of weight, and also, like, my acid reflux stopped acting up, and I just got, like, a lot happier. Just because I eat more veggies and more lean chicken breast and less sweets and less fucking grain and less, greasy shit. And no fast food. I, like, made some small changes to my diet that just made me healthier and happier. at the expense of eating tasty food a little bit less often. If I could go back in time, I would have done it like 20 years ago. Even Kuroda drops that. I like how he parried one hit and then blocked the second on a reaction because he recognized it was still super punishable even if he blocked. Oh my god, this matchup is so stupid. Ken can just punish everything Alex has that's supposed to be safe. I also don't like that. Necro has decent combo options. Technically speaking, Remy does too, although they're mostly impractical. That wasn't a punish. Thank Christ. He's stunned. Alright, I'm going to bed. Universal SF3 punish with piano. Yes. Piano just makes everything easier. I'd be back sometime later today, probably. Wait, Bath one more. No. I promised myself. I can't go back now. I can't go back. I won't go back!